Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The point of my video, the thesis of this video is Ukraine is getting ready for a revolution, popular revolution. Now, popular as much as it can be popular, you have all kind of other interests operating in your country and they will use the population in order to reach their goals. Why do I say this? I have here certain articles to show you. The first one, which is the initiator, the triggered one, the one that made me, wait a second, I have about other articles I know that make exactly the point why this piece of news is, how should I put it, valid, to support my point. And the government in Kyiv will suppress the popular uprising. Why? Because the Americans provided the guys in charge of the Ukrainian nation, which will start an uprising because of being dissatisfied with being used like baboons in order to fight those guys' wars. They will use these little things that the Americans provide the guys in charge of Ukraine. I will show you and I will read the first article, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other articles that I collected. That's how you do. I just collect articles, and then when I see an article that makes my point, which I know that is, then I bring, I remember I have like that, go back and find the articles to make my point. So this is the article I found actually today, but the others are not from today. You'll see. All right, let's start with the article. This article comes from Ukrinform, and this is from the 10th of April 2025. United States, look at those things, okay, sends 150 armored vehicles to Ukraine. And I thought, okay, nothing new. And this is what triggered my, wait a second, something is going on. For border guards, police this year. You see those things? I don't think they will be used for border guards, which is for the, protecting the Ukrainian people from the invasion from Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, Poland, Belarus, maybe Russia. No, these are repressive armored vehicles used to internally suppress popular protests. They have water tanks, they have other things, they have people in there that they will be open the door, they come with shields and beat the shit out of you. So this is, and I said, wait a second, is something like this occurring? Well, let's read the article, and you're gonna be laughing your ass when I read what this person wrote in this article. Since the beginning of 2025 this year, the United States has transferred, only now, 150 armored AP vehicles to Ukrainian law enforcement agencies. And why? This is Orwellian. To protect civilians. So these are for public, right, law enforcement, to protect the guys who might break the law, which I think are the protesters. These are used in protests, my friends. All right? So you see, it's various law enforcement agencies to protect civilians, and another 40 are in the process of being delivered. So that means almost 200 to protect us from protesting, okay? So it's one. And I said, well, let me see what the baboons in Kyiv must have done in order to cause maybe the Ukrainians being fed up with being slaughtered at the orders of those guys who provide the guys in charge with something to keep them being slaughtered. You understand? Well, maybe it's just crazy what I'm saying, but you know what? Patience is still a virtue in the Greco-Roman world. In Judeo-Christian, I don't know, empathy. And I'm worthless and I'm a dirty guy. That's why I should be easily blamed for something that I didn't do. Example, Germany. All right, let's go to the first article. This is from Russia Today. Ukraine's top general demands 30,000 Ukrainians, conscripts a month. And you have these two midgets, and I would like you to focus on the midgets. This right there, I think it's 1 meter 39 centimeters, and they're like 5, not even 4, 6 or something. You see, and this guy again, at the same level, even if it's 2 steps back or so. But I want this for this reason. I want to look at this. You see, these are masked. I made a video, and only this guy is unmasked, because you know why? I think this is the only Ukrainian in the picture. I think all these guys are from the video I made with a private company, military private company in Great Britain. A few days ago, I made a video, who is protecting Zelensky-Stein? Those guys that you can see. You say, well, in every country. That's not true. Look at Putin. When Putin shows up, you see their faces. You see their faces. You see who's the bodyguard. Why not here? And they cannot put a black person as well in the picture. So none of this is black. Why? That would be too obvious. Only this one is Ukrainian, I guarantee you. And this one is a Russian. These guys are probably, I'm saying, from the military, private military company, right here, contractors. And this is Russian. This is Jew. This is Jew. That's a fact. Everything I said is true, except this is just a supposition. I think this is Ukrainian because he shows his face. Now, these guys are in charge right here. These guys are in charge. So this guy wants, according to this article, demands 30,000 conscripts, that's Ukrainians, to fight for these 2 guys right here. And this guy is a person who cooperates with these guys. You understand? And these guys are cooperating with people from outside. I'm going to show you. Here, Zelensky aide calls 2025 election rumors nonsense. This fat fuck, Mr. Yermak, right here, Andriy Yermak, is the guy right here behind. He is his aide. No, he's his handler. This is a movie director. I'm real in his real. Go and read in his Wikipedia page. You don't have to go deeper than that. He's a former movie director, like Weinstein, because he looks like Weinstein, because he is the Weinstein. And this guy right here, it was his employee, his actor, my friend. God damn it. All right. So besides, this guy and this guy and this guy and people from outside want more. Why do you need 30,000 a month? That means you're losing 30,000 a month. So you need to replace them, replenish. Why would you need? I mean, if that would be the case, that means in what, 10 months you're going to have 300,000 people? Why do you need them to come? Because that means the Russians are really, really killing Ukrainians in droves. And the Ukrainians figured it out, probably. And then you got Yermak. Yermak's position is one that in your country, you don't know who it is in your government. The guys in the government, not your government. They're not your government. Take that out of your... But it was a mistake here. So, Yermak is the Ukraine's president's office chief. He's in charge, like I would say a kind of a chief of staff in the United States of America. Do you know who the chief of staff in the United States of America was under Biden administration? Another Yermak Stein. Just a coincidence. Who is right now? I have no idea. Why? It's not important. But everywhere you see that Yermak dealing and negotiating and being always with his little guy over there. Yermak is tall and fat and sleazy and dirty and sweaty and hairy and everything you need from a... Imagine that guy on you. Not on you. If you remember, he's like a beach elephant. How they walk? Anyway, so, sorry. So he says here, this Yermak tells the Ukrainians, you can forget about the elections, baby doll. You need to do this right there. And besides, we get ready with these things for you. Next one. New Voice of Ukraine. This is from the 9th. The other one was from the 10th. This one right here. And this one was, I think, from, let's see what is it? Come on, baby doll. This is from the 9th. So remember, this is the most current one, plus this baboon. Then we got this one. You find out how the racket occurs. Russian New Voice of Ukraine. Kyiv will not compromise its European Union accession in favor of mineral deals with US. This is Prime Minister Shmyhal. He's Jewish as well as these two right here. And Reznikov the former defense minister of Ukraine was also Jewish. I like to say Jewish, like, oh, it's a religion. Well, if you think that's a religion, then go have your DNA test to see your genealogy. Maybe I get it right. Go and have it made. And when you're going to find out that your certain percent is Jewish, it can't be a religion. I don't think religion shows in your DNA, does it? Otherwise, you would have shown in mine, as I know, Greek Orthodox or something. No. But anyway, it shows, that means it's a gene. That means when they say it's just a religion community, yeah, they have their own religion, but genetically, there's a group. Go and check it out. And if someone challenges me with that, I will show you mine. All right? All right, let's move on. Again, these guys are in charge of the Ukrainian nation. So what these guys are doing right here, Shmyhal, the prime minister of the Ukrainian nation, remember genes, all right? Remember DNA. So he says, no, we will not compromise EU. They're going to suck dry the Europeans from their governments. The European governments and the Americans and all these baboons, Canadians, only Europe, will take from their population, from their family, supposedly, and give it to Shmyhal, give it to Zelensky-Stein, giving to Yermak-Stein, giving to those guys, Syrskyi, whomever. Why? Because they can, and these guys give them. It's a racket. And they are dealing with the Ukrainian nation's wealth. That's exactly what happened in Russia after 1991 until about 2006, when Vladimir Putin, that's why they hate him, said, stop, we're not going to have this. Come over here. How did you make your first million? Oh, banks from New York. Thank you very much. How did you make yours? Oh, banks from New York. Oh, okay, come over here. Or New York, how would you prefer? How do you think these guys have money to buy the Soviet industry, the resources? How did you have the money? Go and read each and every guy's oligarchs in Russia, which I think 60% of them were Steins, and find out. And when Putin called them, he was called this, he was called that, they all fled to their masters, London, New York sometimes. A few of them, when they ran really, really fast, they ran to Tel Aviv. But nevertheless, not too many, but most of them have Israeli citizenship. I'm talking about some oligarchs. So again, these guys not only have to be the oligarchs, they are the guys who distribute and deal with the Ukrainian nation's minerals. They're in charge of your wealth, god damn it. That's exactly who was that? Ezekiel, who the hell was that guy in the Old Testament who said that, I don't know if it was Ezekiel, who has that vision, they all have visions, and he said that the kings of the nations will show up at your Jerusalem, the New Jerusalem, and they will bring the honey and the milk, and that you will suck the fat of the nations. The verbatim, fat of the nations, you're going to be just staying over there, and the kings will bring their daughters and everybody's going to bow at you. It's in their promise, God-inspired thing. But hey, you're a Christian. Why? I don't know. Fire Judeo-Christian. There you have. I know exactly why, but I can't say it here. So they are succeeding. That's a prophecy which came true in Ukraine. Right there. Right, they are in charge of the fate of the Ukrainian nation, and they're dealing with the other baboons who give them money. So they give them the Ukrainian nation. Isn't that genius? All right, here. So they don't want to compromise the EU accession. All right, we're not gonna make with these guys a deal, because why? EU transfers 1 billion euros loan to Ukraine from frozen, that is stolen, Russian assets. You got it? So that's why these guys are not making a deal with the US. They will make a deal with the US, but they want to make sure that they have money from these guys. I'm telling you what's going to happen. The Ukrainians, if the Russians could not, make order over there, settle things down, the Ukrainians, these guys want to make the military buy the American weapons from the European loans or money, and the minerals, sell them, the wealth of the nation sells it to whomever, and there's people in charge who are not even, may I say it, Ukrainians. Let me show you. So the European Union stole another European countries Russia assets, and it's given to Zelensky-Stein, Yermak-Stein, and Shmyhal-Stein. Excellent. Next. New voice of Ukraine. EU, European Union, to provide Ukraine additional $2.3 billion from, again, stolen Russian assets. And this imbecile, this how do you call it? Infantile. I call her Maria Callas, Kaya Callas. I call her Maria Callas. She's a know-nothing, but she's doing what she needs to do. She is the chief foreign minister of the European Union. She is barely 40 or something, and it's not that she's young, but she doesn't know. She doesn't have the knowledge, the information. How in the hell are you going to negotiate? How are you a foreign minister? How you are a diplomat? How can you compare yourself with Lavrov, Giarto of Hungary, Dr. Jaishankar of India, Wang Yi of China? How can you stand him? And it was another guy, I can remember him, fantastic guy. He was an Iranian under President Ahmadinejad of Iran. He was his foreign minister. I can't remember, Sharif, something, I can't remember, but he was smart as hell. He's still, I had a little goatee, really smiling. He's still around. He's now in the government again, not as a foreign minister. I think he declined that, but he's there. Go and check him out. How is this person, like, what's her name? Annalena Baerbock, what's that meow? Annalena Baerbock, another baboon. Liz Truss, another baboon. How can these guys call themselves? No, because they're just puppets. Puppets. All right, so they're going to give Ukrainians, we're going to give you billions loan. I wonder if when Ukraine is going to pay the loans, going to pay to Russia directly or to the European Union. The fact that probably Russia will going to take over Ukraine pretty soon, they will inherit these loans, so the Russians will have to pay the loans, their loans that were stolen, so they will pay themselves to the Ukrainian. You know, understand what I'm saying? Russia, these guys took the assets, give it to Ukraine right here. The Russians will take over. That means they will have pay back to themselves or to the European Union for whose assets? You made the money. It's really, really crazy. And they just give the money because these guys are gods. If these guys, that's why governments are bad with money. One of the reasons. It's not their money. It's not like a company. If they fuck up, they're going to see. They're very, very generous. I worked in the government and I know how money was distributed to people that should not have had the money. Your money, the taxpayers' money. You don't even know where your money goes. You don't know. I do a little part of it. How they were giving money to people, and I was thinking, how about my kids? Okay, they're his kids. He's a bum. He's a deadbeat. He's a whore. They give money from me and you and everybody else. How about my kids? You give them laptops? You give them iPads? You give them beds? You give them cars? Cars? Who gives me shit? No. We have to work for them. I know that for a fact. I will make a video on that one. I'm irritated, obviously, with that. That's unjust. And let me show you how. That's why governments know they are just taking your money and very, very, as I said, I used the word a second ago. They are very eager to give your money, very generous with other people's money. The same Kaya Callas or Maria Callas comes and says, we're going to give you 2 more billion euros, man. Oh, yeah, and she feels like a goddess. She's a piece of infantility. But hey, she's over there, we are over here. Because, anyway, let's go to the last one that's going to prove how the Americans will be given part of the pie. The problem is the Americans want more than this. Zelensky, Ukraine is ready to purchase large aid package from US. With whose money? Whose money are you going to purchase it? Whose money? Right there. You see? With this money taken from the Russians, why? Again, because the Europeans must be promised something. What do you think the Europeans will be promised? Maybe some minerals? What's going on in Ukraine, besides the fact that they're trying to take over Russia, is Lebensraum. That is living space. That's what they want to do. We're going to go and plunder in the new colonial way and style. Before it was with armies and go over there and beat those guys and so on, because you were more technologically advanced. That's why you beat those guys over there. At least you build fucking ships. They were looking at the ocean for years, for thousands of years, and they didn't know, hey, how about this guy can float? But hey, we are all equal. We are the civilization. The Zulu Empire is the same as the Roman Empire. God damn it. Or, the Roman Empire was not the greatest as expansion. It was Genghis Khan. Yeah. What the fuck did they create? Plunderers. Eating raw meat underneath their saddle of the horse. Jesus Christ. But hey, the Genghis Khan's empire, Rome is nothing. Go and check out what Rome did and what Genghis Khan did. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Don't move. Oh, you're next. Yeah. Let me finish, man. That's how it was, man. Fuck me, Freddy. So, you got it? Whose money will be used? Who are in charge? Who are selling and who are pillaging the Ukrainian nations? These guys. And they get ready to go to where I started. They get ready to stop everything that the Ukrainian nation might do when they say enough is enough. And as soon as the military, the Ukrainian military, is bought and works for Stein and all these guys, the population in Ukraine will have no chance. Zero. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.